back, kindergarten friends. Today we're probably going to talk about everybody's favorite insect, and that is the beautiful butterfly. If you knew what butterflies go through to become this beautiful butterfly, it's quite awesome. I have a chart back here that we're going to discuss, but basically the process is called metamorphosis. Can you say metamorphosis? And all metamorphosis means is a change. So as you know, to become a beautiful butterfly, you have to go through a life cycle. And we know a cycle is something that goes around and around and repeats itself. And we're going to read this book, What is a Butterfly? And find out what that cycle looks like. Hey, look at that. It's a butterfly. A butterfly? What's a butterfly? A caterpillar? I'll tell you, I know a lot about butterflies. Would you believe a butterfly was once a caterpillar? Let me explain. What? A caterpillar? Look at the eggs on this leaf. Many of these eggs will hatch. When an egg hatches, a tiny caterpillar crawls out. Look at that. Look, there is an egg hatching. See the tiny caterpillar emerging from the egg? Look! There are many kinds of caterpillars. Some are very colorful. Let me tell you more about caterpillars. A caterpillar's body is made up of 14 parts, including the head. The parts are called segments. A caterpillar's head has eyes and a pair of feelers or antennae. It has a mouth and strong jaws for biting. 14 parts. Below a caterpillar's mouth is a part called a spinneret. Something that looks like water comes out through the spinneret. It quickly hardens into a material that looks like string. The string helps the caterpillar stick to whatever it is crawling on. So have you ever noticed caterpillars are very good crawlers because of that sticky material that comes out through the spinnerets. A caterpillar's body can be smooth. It can also be covered with hair. A caterpillar has lots of legs too. A caterpillar grows, but its skin does not. When a caterpillar gets too big, its skin splits. The skin splits near the caterpillar's head and down its back. The caterpillar crawls out of the old skin. Now it wears a new skin. This happens over and over as the caterpillar grows. Finally, the caterpillar grows as big as it will be. When this happens, it is ready for the next stage or cycle. While hanging quietly from a twig or leaf, the caterpillar's skin splits for the last time. The skin falls off. Next, a hard shell called a chrysalis covers the caterpillar's body. Can you say chrysalis? There it is right there. Now the chrysalis starts to turn into a butterfly. Wings start to form, so do eyes, and long feelers or antennae, and all but 6 legs disappear. Now it's an insect. About 2 weeks later, the chrysalis splits and the butterfly crawls out. At first, its body and wings are soft, but before long, they become strong. Then the beautiful butterfly flies away. And then a butterfly starts from an egg, becomes a caterpillar, makes a chrysalis, and then becomes a full-grown butterfly, which will lay eggs again, repeating the cycle. So I'm going to try to see if you guys can see this chart that I have. And right here I have number 1, the butterfly lays eggs. And you see the arrow. Then the caterpillars hatch out of the egg. And as you know, it eats and it eats and it eats and it eats until it gets big enough and decides to make a hard shell called a chrysalis. Sometimes we call this stage where they make the chrysalis the pupa stage. And sometimes we call the stage when they're a caterpillar the larvae stage. And then after they make the chrysalis, a couple weeks later, out pops the beautiful butterfly. And then the butterfly will find a leaf to lay its eggs on again, repeating the cycle. Now, as you know, a butterfly is an insect, and you have this sheet, the body parts of a butterfly. And just like most insects, okay, it has antenna, a head, a thorax, which is in the middle, an abdomen, which is in the back, 6 legs, wings, and scales. And if you look at the bottom here, there's some cool questions to ask you about the body parts. A butterfly has blank legs. Well, that's easy. We're going to fill in 6. A butterfly has how many body parts? 3. The head, the thorax, and the abdomen. A butterfly has how many wings? 2. And how many antennae? 2. Awesome. Now the fun part. I have 2 activities. One is making a book, a flip-up book, right here. And this is really fun. And what you have to do, okay, is there's 2 things you can do. You can fold it in half first. And then I'm going to pull the first half up and I'm going to cut along these lines, only to the middle. And I'm going to make a flip-up book. There's going to be the butterfly who lays the eggs, who becomes the caterpillar, who makes the pupa or chrysalis. So, this is really fun. So I'm going to take my crayon. I'm going to draw my butterfly under the first square. I'm going to have 3 body parts. And I'm going to come back in a few seconds and show you my finished book. Okay, friends, I finished my book, and I'm going to go show it with you. It's a flip-up book. So here's my first page, the butterfly. Voila. The butterfly is laying the eggs. There's my leaf with eggs. Then it hatches out of the eggs and makes a caterpillar. I tried to put 14 body parts on there. And then the caterpillar eats and eats and eats and makes a chrysalis or a pupa hanging from the tree. So I hope you have fun with this flip-up book. I have one more activity that's also really cool, and I already colored mine in. I colored in all 6 stages here. So part of the life cycle is putting these in order 1 through 6. So I colored first, and now I'm ready to cut and glue. So I look at the pictures, and maybe we'll look at them quickly and see what would come first? What do you think? Look at all the pictures. You're right, the eggs. So I would cut out the egg rectangle and I would put it under number 1. What do you think would come second? You're right. The tiny larvae or caterpillar coming out of the egg. And I would put that under 2. Then I have the caterpillar getting bigger and eating the leaf. I would put under 3. Then the caterpillar's really getting big. He would go under 4. Then the caterpillar's going to make the hard shell called the chrysalis or the pupa. That would go under 5. And then finally, the last stage would be the butterfly coming out of the chrysalis. You know, I will cut these out, but I think that you guys can do this without seeing mine. Easy. So I might just do one for you, just to get you started. I think it's easier to color first, friends, before you glue them on. I take my glue stick. And there's my first one glued on right there. So I want you guys to finish your butterfly life cycle. Have your flip up life cycle book and your body parts of a butterfly. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. And I want you to remember that big word that we call this entire life cycle, or this change, is called metamorphosis. Now that's a fun word to say tonight. Metamorphosis. Have a great day, friends, and I'll see you for sharing tomorrow. Bye.